Give me a minute and let me introduce you to Bogdan Yermokhin. Bogdan is a 17-year-old normal teenager, turns 18 in 3 weeks. But unlike most teenagers who are about to turn 18, be an adult, maybe get their first car, maybe their first job, maybe get ready to go off to college, vote for the first time, Bogdan has been served a conscription notice by the army of the Russian Federation. Now, if he were your average Russian kid, that would be right in line with everything that he would expect out of life because they have a mandatory 1-year service, right? Only Bogdan is not your average Russian kid. He's a Ukrainian who was kidnapped by the Russian Federation forces in Mariupol at the age of 15, ripped from his family. The pleas from his sister, Valeria, his rightful legal guardian, have fallen on deaf ears at the Kremlin. Instead, he was placed with a Russian family to be raised and brainwashed into being Russian, denied his Ukrainian heritage, language, and home. He tried to run away. He tried to get back to Ukraine. According to Maria Bova, who is the Minister of Child Affairs for the Russian Federation and has an international criminal court warrant for her arrest for the theft and kidnapping and deportation of Ukrainian children. He was caught at the border by Border Patrol trying to get back to Ukraine, and he has now been served a conscription notice. The Russian family he was placed with, I would refuse to call them his adoptive family, have said it doesn't matter, it's fine that he's getting conscripted because conscripts don't go to fight in the special military operation, despite the countless documented cases of young conscripts being KIA in Ukraine. The evil of this. Now, this is the first case we know about, but we don't know how many children there are in Russia kidnapped from Ukraine. We just don't know how many. The estimates vary widely. But it is safe to say that there are tens of thousands. And this is the first kid to be tortured. Can you imagine what could be going on in this child's head as he is faced with the prospect of putting on a uniform and picking up a gun to come and fight against his countrymen, his family, his friends, his teachers. This is a perversion, a psychological torture and manipulation that can't merely be described as wrong. It's evil. It's evil incarnate. And it's why we in the West always fail to understand Russia. Because the notion of doing this to a child is so unfathomable to us that someone would think to do this to this child. We're never going to get the Russians right, guys. We're just not. They are capable of the most wordless evil. The Ukrainians understand the Russians. They've been dealing with them a long time. We got to trust the Ukrainians and support the Ukrainians and follow their lead on what to do about this and bring their children home. Bogdan, to you and your family, a happy birthday. I hope it's spent on Ukrainian soil.